Hello everybody, it's Egg here at Move the Masses for today's 10 minutes of movement. It's Fitness Friday, it's the last day of the week, and we're going to get moving using a scarf today. Have you got your scarves with you? So it's going to be like a take on a resistance band workout this. We're going to do a few interesting exercises. So we're going to start today with a basic bit of mobilisation. You're going to fold your scarf in half, and we're going to hold it at either end. We're going to keep the scarf nice and straight, so we're keeping tension on that. We're going to hold it over our heads, and what we're going to try and do is lean forward from the hips. So we're going to do a hip hinge, but with our arms over our head. So we're going to try and keep our arms over our head and hip hinge as far forward as we can, and if we can, we'll get all the way forward into this tabletop position, so we're at 90 degrees. And we should feel a nice little stretch in the backs of the legs, but what we're trying to do here is keep the back straight, keep the shoulders back. So if you can only go so far, just go as far forward as is comfortable, but we're trying to keep those arms pulled back, so you'll feel this in the shoulders and the back as well. So we come forward and back up. So just stick with your own sort of range of movement in this, guys. Coming forward and back. We're going to do 4 more of these. Nice forward bend. 3, 2, and last one. 1. Good, okay, now we're going to grab either end of our scarf and we're going to pretend it's a skipping rope. Hi Juan, glad to see you. So we're going to pretend it's a skipping rope, we're going to step over, flip it over the head, step over, and you just get your own pace with this, guys. You go as fast or as slow as you want. You can really get some pace up, but just make sure that we're stepping over as we go. So you see I'm again leading with one leg here like yesterday, so always choosing the same leg. So once you've done a few, try and switch your leg so that you're leading with the other leg. So the scarf skip. Wonderful. We're going to do another 20 seconds, so you can just go at your own pace. If you want to complicate things, you can try and alternate the leg each time. So we're leading with a different leg on every skip. Good work. Keep it going. Brilliant. Okay, so now we're going to hold the scarf somewhere in the middle. And what we're going to do is we're going to extend our arms overhead. So I'm going from here and I'm really pulling out. I'm keeping that tension going, and we're going to come down, bring it to our chests and press it back up. And what I want you to do, you can do this sitting down as well if you want to, but what I want you to do is keep that tension going outwards. As long as we're pulling outwards the whole time, you'll feel this working in your shoulders and your arms. So keeping that pulled out, pressing up and overhead. Good. We're going to do 10 more of these, keeping that tension the whole time. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Brilliant. Okay, so now we're going to do the one that we've done. We've done this one before. So this is again working that shoulder mobility behind us. So we're going to dangle the scarf behind us. So I'm holding it with one arm and I'm going to lower my elbow down. And what I'm going to do here now is use the other arm, but what I'm going to do is pull that down. So I'm extending my arm and I'm pulling it down. And it's what I'm doing is I'm trying to get a bit more mobility into this shoulder than you would be able to do without the extra tension there. So I'm holding it over, pulling down with the other arm, and I'm just really allowing that arm to extend. I'm just going to hold it there. So we're just working on that shoulder mobility here. So you shouldn't normally be able to get that far, just unless you're really flexible already. So we're going to hold it there, and then we're going to do this one on the other side as well. So we're going to hold it up overhead, lower it down. I'm going to pull that down and just assist my arm to be pulled further down the middle of my back, so I'm getting a nice little stretch into my tricep, and I'm helping the mobility of my shoulder. Holding it there. This is a really good one to practice if you haven't got good shoulder mobility. Wonderful. Okie dokie. So now what we're going to do is we're going to tie our scarf in a knot, and you're going to take your legs wide and you're going to tie it in a knot that's a bit tighter than if I was to just do this and that's loose. That's not good. It needs to be a bit tighter than that. So I'm going to tie it here in a nice little knot. So now what I can do is I can press against it and it's tense, and we're going to do squats in this position. You can either do normal squats or you can sit up and down into a chair. So I'm keeping the tension out, so I'm feeling my thighs working on the outside of my hips. I'm going to squat down and come back up. And what we're doing is we're keeping our knees pressed out all the time, so we're tensioning in an outwards direction, so this scarf shouldn't go slack. So we're keeping that tension going, and that's really going to work the muscles around the hips and the outer thigh. We're going to do 10 more of these. So the scarf should be sitting just above your knees, not over your joints. 9, keeping the tension. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. 1. Brilliant. Right, now what we're going to do is we're going to tighten that a little bit more. So we're going to make a tighter circle. And then I'm going to let the scarf drop down to my ankles. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to step out, so I've again got tension outwards and the scarf is tight, and we're going to do our penguin walks. Hi Mum, good to see you. So, penguin walks. We're keeping the tension out, and we're going to walk forward and walk backwards. And again, you're going to feel this on the outer thighs. Penguins are meant to walk like this, aren't they? So you can do small steps, big steps, but you must keep that scarf tight the whole time. So we're going to step forward and backwards, really keeping that tension going. Quite hard not to use your arms actually. Let's try and really be strict penguins about it. Good. Forward and back. If you're doing this right, you should start to feel a nice little burn on the outer thigh. A few more of these. Is that a little love for feeling the burn? Oh, I'm definitely feeling the burn. And rest there. Wonderful. Okay, we'll untie the knot now. We're going to take it back up. We're going to fold it back in half, holding on to either end with a shorter scarf, and we're going to do our rainbows. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to stand with wide legs, keeping my arms up overhead. I'm going to keep the tension in the scarf, and I'm going to lean over to one side. So I'm doing a nice side bend, and then I'm going to lean over to the other side. And what I'm trying to do, rather than just moving my arms, I'm trying to keep my arms overhead and move my whole body. So the stretch should be felt in the side of the waist. So a nice side to side. Lots of bending and stretching today. Side to side. So a nice side bend. And then what we can do as we go is gradually bringing the feet closer together until we're doing the movement with our feet completely together. Seeing if when your feet are together you can still lean over as far. Really good one for all the muscle, all your core muscles, muscles around your waist. This one. 2 more. 2, 1. Excellent. Right, next up we're going to do the scarf whip. So for this one you're going to hold the scarf in one hand. This is what you sometimes do with a tea towel to someone in your house. Does anyone else do this? So you're going to flick it around, going to roll it around so it forms a little spiral, scarf spiral. And then we're going to flick. And we're going to flick. And you should get a nice little whip on the end. So we're just getting a little bit of wrist mobility here. Forward flick. Feel free, if you're doing this with someone else in your house, definitely feel free to give them a little whip. We're going to do 3 more on this side. And then we're going to move across the other side. Last one. Brilliant. So that was my dominant hand. So a little bit more difficult to do this on your non-dominant hand. But give it a go. Working on coordination of both arms. Good. 7 more. Little whips. So nice little bit of wrist rotation. 5 more. Oh, wasn't quite good enough swirl. Whip. See what my other arm does? Does your arm do this? When my arm's doing that, my other arm's doing the same thing. 3 more. 2. Last one. Okay, and for the last workout of the day, we're going to hold the scarf quite close together, so up here, and we're going to do 20 forward presses, nice and quick. Are we ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. That's it, we're finished, guys.